AI Human Game, a game for humans.
Skycastle Studios, the minds behind the fantastic Dungeon Brawl game, has now launched a new Kickstarter for the AI Human game. It is one of the most interesting card games I've played in a while. In the uprising of AI, the game tackles the heavy burden of sorting through AI slop characters in order to basically save or collect humans, whichever you prefer, and try and walk away from the game with more humans or superhumans than the other players. Aimed to be a quick pick up and play game, AI Human game succeeds at this, so much so that over a dozen games went by and I was still at it. Understanding the flow of AI Human didn't take long either, and for someone like me whose brain completely turns off when someone tries to explain game rules to them, this did help a lot. Setting up AI Human is quick and simple. Cards are sorted into superhuman cards, which represent some Nacho Libre looking superhero with a green mask, and everything else is then compiled into the deck. The AI characters then take up most of the deck volume. There are 9 characters in total, and each of them includes 7 cards. This is important because the whole point of the game is about collecting a set of them, earning rewards for doing so, and trying to block other players from adding to the set that you are currently building. You then need to choose 6 different AI characters to go into the open beta row. This open beta row essentially acts as a trade bazaar where players can freely swap their cards for whatever is currently on offer. The open beta starts off with only AI characters, but as the matches go by, it drastically changes the game flow because players will start putting all sorts of useful and not so useful junk into the collection instead. Then there's the action cards, which are green background cards that all trigger a certain mechanic. Lastly, there's the human card, which is likely the most important card in the game, as these act as your score points. And if you want to, you can also discard them on your turn to draw an additional 2 cards. There's a big risk and reward factor in AI Human game. Almost every mechanic in the game has been built on this foundation. You can only score points in 2 ways. You can bank your human cards, but you have to completely clear your hand so you only have human cards left at the end of your turn. You can also score points by earning a superhuman card, but these cards are only rewarded when you have collected and completed an entire stack of AI characters, which is 7 in total. You also earn the ability to draw 2 extra cards when you stack 4 of the same AI characters together, and you can only start stacking them together when you have 3 of the same card in your hand. I did enjoy this mechanic because it forced me to be a bit more strategic. Remember that because you always need 7 cards in your hand on your turn and there's that open beta trade bazaar, getting 3 of the same AI characters together isn't very difficult. It's just knowing when to start your stack that makes the experience so risky or rewarding. At first I did feel attached to the AI character cards, but I soon learned that they are exactly what they're meant to be, AI slop nonsense that is easily trashed and sorted through in order to win the game. Each player can contribute to the stacking of these AI cards, which also makes the race to get 7 cards even more exciting or annoying depending on what your mood is on the day. That's because if you collect 6 Fruit cards and stack them together, another player can come along and put down the 7th Fruit card and earn the superhuman card. So even if you did all the work getting Fruit to 6, all that work means nothing if you don't have the 7th card. Sure, you'll get the 2 card draw for putting down 4, but that is just adding more cards to your hand, which again, you need to have your hand empty in order to bank those human cards, so you kind of need to hope that those 2 cards that you draw from putting 4 AI characters down include at least 1 human card. This is where the action cards come in. These sort of help if you get them, of course. Blockchain cards are hilarious jabs at the industry and block players from adding new cards to that AI character stack unless they have a blockchain card on it to unblock that blockchain. If that makes sense, you block a stack from growing by putting a blockchain on it, and the player has to come along and unblock that blockchain by using another blockchain card. I feel like I'm reading an email from 2023 when every email I got from every PR company in the world had some blockchain nonsense on it. Other action cards offer more powerful moves that let you draw discarded cards and even replay certain actions. As a result, the gameplay loop can go any possible way given how risky the mechanics are. In a turn, you can pursue to clear your hand, if you have human cards of course, because then you can bank them and those are your points for the game so far and nobody can touch them. Or you can focus on collecting the same AI character cards, or you can work on trading the individual AI character cards that you may have at the open beta to work on another stack. The anticipation of the Am I Human games builds up slowly as the game progresses. It hits a real peak of excitement after 3 or 4 turns. This is after players have started building stacks of AI characters, have held onto all their action cards to get ready to blockchain those stacks, and use other action cards to try and bank those superhuman cards. Some players may be looking to clear their hand to bank their human cards, while others may be focused on stacking all those AI characters together, but it is very difficult to tell what their intentions are. I also found it difficult to be strategic given how quickly things can change from one point to the next. 1 second I was eyeing out the missing AI characters in the open beta, and the next they were all gone and swapped out for mine action cards. And then I was forced to rethink how I would fool another player into placing down a stack just so I can add my AI character cards to that stack. There were so many moments where I felt like AI slopped myself, basically an idiot. I would spend a few minutes looking down at the table trying to eye out the 6 card stacks, only to completely miss the opportunity to trade my cards at the open beta and finish building stacks that were clearly right in front of me. But when this happened to other players, I just sat there chuckling under my breath because of how dumb they were at missing so many empty stacks and opportunities to build on existing stacks. I would say the last few turns are honestly the real heart of excitement. Everything you build upon comes together. The table is full of 6 or 7 card stacks, and you all have your blockchain cards ready to unblock those blockchains, and it is utter chaos as everyone tries to take advantage of all the work other players have done to build up the game board. It was at times painful to watch players bank superhuman card after superhuman card as I sat there with no cards left, and I just had to pray that I had done enough work during the game to earn more points than my opponents. I also enjoyed how quick it was to play. I would be so into a match and not even realize how low the deck was getting, as my brain just focused on counting AI character stacks, planning blockchain unblocks, stealing cards from other players, giving players cards they likely didn't need, and counting all my human bank cards in hopes that I was sitting on more than 15. I always got 15, by the way, if you haven't realized. But honestly speaking, the strongest pull for me was how satisfying the game felt, be it when clearing your hand at the end of your turn, which actually takes a lot of work and clever planning, to completing the stacks and blocking stacks from other players. A typical game lasts around 20 to 25 minutes with 3 players, which is pretty great for someone who just wants a quick game to pick up and play. Understanding the game mechanics also took a few turns, and once a rhythm was going, my party of friends became somewhat addicted to the flow. I also enjoyed how the game is also shrouded in modern day nuances of AI slop nonsense. Players can be seen as AI companies all fighting to collect the most AI slop to benefit from having the most humans banked. Why are we banking these humans? Well, the game claims we are saving them, but in the world of AI, this could have some sort of dark undertone of using human content just to generate more AI slop. Regardless of how you look at Am I Human game, this is an incredibly fun and approachable game. For newcomers, the experience is quick to learn and fun to play through. For experts, it provides a decent amount of strategy too once you grasp the mechanics and start to plan accordingly. You can focus entirely on discarding AI characters, locking players out of generating stacks, or you can work on clearing out your hand without even touching superhuman cards. If this game is something you're interested in, be sure to check out the game on Kickstarter. The campaign is officially live and backers are pledged to support the development efforts. I will leave a link in the description below for everything you need to follow the game.
Humans from Pithky AI characters. The player who saves the most humans is the winner! Am I Human game? A game for humans.